Dad left us alone at minus 64 degrees. The world is black, the door shakes, my flashlight beam jumps across the walls. I am breathing too fast. My hands find the rifle. The metal is freezing. I cock the rifle. Pull back the bolt, slide it forward. I raise the gun, my arms shake. Papa is gone. It is just me and Baron and this door. The handle turns a little more. I put my finger near the trigger. Please, not tonight. The morning light is blinding. I open my eyes and the whole world is white. Pure, clean, killing white. The sun is up there somewhere, but it looks weak, like a ghost of a sun. It gives light, but no warmth. Just light. I am already dressed. I slept in my clothes. We all do when it gets this cold. You cannot waste time getting dressed in the morning. Every second you are not moving, the cold is moving instead.
Minus 64.
Bad cold. The frost is hungry.
I dress quickly. Layers of wool, felt boots, fur hat. By the time I push open the door, I look like a bear. The cold hits me like a hammer. Baron is waiting. Good boy. Let's check on the queen. Inside the barn, it is warmer. Not warm, just less cold. The animals make heat. Their breath makes steam. It hangs in the air like ghosts. Yulachka is in her stall, wearing her special wool bra. Yes, I know how it sounds. But Bielachka is old. Her udders get cold. So Ebby made her a bra out of old sweaters. It is cream-colored with red flowers. Bielachka looks very stylish. Good morning, Your Majesty. Bielachka moos. It is a grumpy moo. She wants her breakfast. I climb over the stall gate and start scraping the ice off her back. Yes, there is ice on her back. Because her body heat melts the frost in the air and it freezes on her fur. This is Siberia. Even the cows wear sweaters and get ice like cakes. I am finishing up when I hear it. Footsteps, it is Papa. He is back from the ridge early. His face looks wrong, tight, worried. Oh no. Inside the house, Papa has a map spread out on the table. Ebby has made real tea, not the pine needle kind. That means something important is happening.
The main herd is here, but the wolves are coming from the north. At least 12, maybe more.
12 wolves, that is a lot of wolves.
If they keep moving south, they will trap the herd in the deep snow by the frozen river. The horses cannot run there. They will be sitting targets.
So we move the herd.
Yes, to the valley today.
The room goes quiet. The valley is 3 days away. 3 days through the frozen forest. 3 days alone. Papa sees me in the doorway.
Aiya, come here. I cannot take the slow ones. Bielachka, the calves, the chickens. They will slow me down too much.
You will be alone. My voice sounds small.
I have the lead horse. I will be fast.
He looks at me. His eyes are gray, like the winter sky.
You will be in charge of the homestead. You and Mama and Ebby. You keep the fire hot. You keep the ice off the doors. You keep Bielachka and the babies inside. And you keep your sister safe.
I nod. I do not trust my voice.
Say it.
I will keep everyone safe.
Good girl.
He ruffles my hair. His hand is rough like tree bark, but it is warm. Nari is watching from the corner, holding her stuffed rabbit. She looks scared.
Papa, are you leaving?
Papa kneels down.
Yes, little bird, but only for a little while.
Is it because of the wolves?
Yes.
Are you scared?
Papa smiles.
No, I'm not scared. I have the best horse, the best coat, and the best family waiting for me at home.
Nari hugs him.
Come back fast.
I will.
We spend the whole day preparing. Mom makes dozens of dumplings. They cover the kitchen table like little white clouds. Ebby makes bread, 3 loaves. The smell fills the house. It smells like safety, like home. I chop wood, a lot of wood, enough to last a week. My arms are sore. My back hurts, but I keep chopping. Because if the fire goes out, we die. It is that simple. Baron helps me carry the wood inside. He is a very good dog. Little Car, the puppy, is useless. He keeps trying to play with the wood. He grabs sticks in his mouth and runs around the yard like he found a treasure. Little Car, you are not helping. I yell, he wags his tail. He thinks I am playing. This puppy is going to give me gray hair. By evening, everything is ready. Papa's bags are packed. The herd is gathered in the yard. They are restless. The horses are stamping. The reindeer are snorting clouds of steam. We sit down for dinner. Ebby calls it the warm meal. It is a tradition. When someone has to go on a long journey, we have one last big meal together. Tonight the table is full. Hot soup with potatoes and meat, fresh bread with butter. Dumplings with sour cream, berry jam from last summer, and tea, lots of tea. The stove is roaring. The candles are lit. Outside, the world is blue and frozen. But in here, it is golden and warm. We eat slowly. For a moment, everything is okay. The cold and the wolves feel far away. But then Neri looks at Papa.
Are you scared of the dark?
The table goes quiet. Papa puts down his spoon.
The dark is just a blanket little bird. It helps the world sleep. But you have to be smart. You have to respect it.
He leans forward.
Let me ask you something. A riddle. What runs without legs, bites without teeth, and dies in the warmth?
Nari thinks very hard.
Is it a snake?
No, a snake has teeth.
Papa looks at me.
Aiya.
I know the answer. The frost.
Good.
Papa nods.
The frost is the most dangerous thing in the north. It is tricky. It makes you feel warm before it kills you. If you are outside and you start to feel warm, that is when you are dying. Do not sleep. Do not sit down. Wake up, move, get inside.
He is not teaching Nari. He is warning me. Under the table, Papa squeezes my hand. His hand is so big. Rough from work, calluses and scars and old burns, I squeeze back. I understand Papa. I will be careful. We finish the meal slowly. Nobody wants it to end, but the clock does not stop. The night comes, and the time runs out. The next morning, the mist is so thick I cannot see the barn. The herd is in the yard. I can hear them, but I can barely see them. They look like ghosts, gray shadows moving in the fog. Papa is checking his saddle. The lead horse is a big gray mare named Sasha. Mom brings a thermos.
Hot tea. It will last until midday. Do not be a hero, Nikolai. If the storm hits, you dig in. You wait it out.
I will.
Ebby ties a red ribbon on Sasha's mane.
For luck, the spirits will watch the path.
Papa kisses her cheek.
I will be back in 5 days. Maybe 4.
Nobody says what we are all thinking. What if he does not come back? We do not say it, but we all think it. Baron is whining. He wants to go with Papa.
Stay, Baron. You have a job here. Protect the house.
Papa walks over to me. He zips my coat all the way up. He tightens my scarf. He pulls my hat down over my ears.
You are the eyes now, Aiya. Fire, ice, animals. Do not go into the forest alone. You are the protector.
I will, Papa. He hugs me. It is a tight hug. I bury my face in his coat. It smells like smoke and leather and horse. It smells like home. Come back soon, Papa.
I will.
He climbs onto Sasha. He whistles. The herd starts to move. They follow him into the mist. Within 10 seconds, he is gone. Just a gray shape, then a shadow, then nothing. The silence rushes back in. It presses down on my chest. Mom is staring at the place where Papa disappeared. Her eyes are wet, but she wipes them quickly.
Work to do.
She says, her voice is steady, strong. She turns and walks back to the house. I take a deep breath. The cold bites my lungs, but I do not cry. There is work to do. The afternoon passes slowly. I feed the chickens. I bring hot water to Bielachka. I chop more wood. I scrape ice off the windows. The sun is already sinking. It is only 3 in the afternoon, but the light is turning purple and blue. By 4, it will be dark. I am walking back from the barn with a bucket of milk. And then I hear it. Yip, yip, yip. Little car comes tumbling out of the barn. He is bounding through the snow like a little rabbit. His ears are flopping. His tail is wagging. Little car, no, come back. He does not listen. He runs toward the fence line. He thinks this is a game. I put the bucket down and run after him. I scoop him up. He is wiggling like crazy. He is licking my face. You are so silly. Your paws are going to freeze. He licks my nose. I turn to walk back to the house. And then I see it, right where little car was playing, in the clean, white, untouched snow. A track. It is huge, the size of a dinner plate, maybe bigger. 4 toes. Long claws. The print is deep. That is not a dog track. I freeze. My heart starts pounding. Nope, not so soon. The wind stops, everything goes silent, and then, snap. A twig breaks in the forest, right at the edge of the trees. Something is there. Something is watching. Baron, here now. Baron comes running. He stops next to me. His hackles go up. All the fur on his back stands straight up. He stares at the tree line. And then he growls. It is a low, deep growl. The sound a dog makes when something is very, very wrong. Papa has been gone for 4 hours, and they are already here. I hug little car tight. He is not wiggling anymore. Even he knows. Baron, inside now. I run as fast as I can. The snow grabs at my boots. The bucket is left behind. The milk spills. I do not care. I run to the house. I slam the door open. Baron and little car rush inside. I follow them. I grab the heavy wooden bar. I lift it with shaking hands. I drop it into the brackets. The door is locked. I lean against it. My heart is pounding. I am breathing hard. Mom looks up from the stove.
Aiya, what is wrong?
I look at her. Tracks, wolf tracks, by the fence. Ebby stops stirring the pot. She looks at the window. The light outside is turning dark blue, almost black.
It is starting.
Mom walks to the rifle on the wall. She checks it. It is loaded.
Bar all the doors. Shutter the windows.
They are almost here. Take up your arms and prepare for battle. Our home depends on it. Now!
Yes, Mama. Papa has been gone 4 hours, and the wolves are already here. Nari is sitting in the corner with her rabbit.
Aiya, are the wolves coming?
I walk over, I kneel down, I hug her. Yes, little bird. But we are safe. The house is strong. Baron is here. Mama has the rifle. And I promised Papa I would keep the lights on.
Okay.
She hugs me back.
I am not scared.
But I am. Papa is 3 days away. The wolves are here. And it is just us girls now. I look at the window. The last bit of light is fading. The darkness is coming. Let them come. This is our house, our land, our family. I promised Papa I will keep everyone safe. Outside, far away in the trees, something howls. It is not a dog howl. It is not a coyote howl. It is a wolf howl. Deep, long, hungry, and then another wolf answers, and another, and another. Baron growls louder. Mom cocks the rifle. Ebby starts to pray, and I take a deep breath. We are the women of the North. We do not run. We do not hide. We stand our ground. The darkness closes in. The howling does not stop. It goes on and on. First one wolf, then two. Then 5, then I lose count. They are calling to each other, back and forth. I am standing in the middle of the kitchen. My legs feel like they are made of wood. I cannot move. Baron is at the door. He is not barking anymore. He is just standing there, stiff as a board, staring at the wood. His growl is constant now, like a motor running in his chest. Little Car is behind him, trying to be brave. But his tail is tucked. His ears are flat. I am scared too, Little Car. Mom grabs the heavy wooden bar. Papa made it from old railway timber. It is so heavy it takes both of Mom's hands to lift it. She drops it into the iron brackets across the door. The sound is final. Like a coffin closing.
Windows now.
I sprint to the east wall, slamming the shutters and dropping the latches. Ebby takes the south.
Back room.
I run to the cold room and climb a chair to reach the high window. As I pull the shutter, I freeze. Through the gap, a huge wolf is sitting in the snow, staring right at me. Yellow eyes, unmoving. I slam the wood shut and lock it. Done.
Good girl.
The house is sealed now. Every window is shuttered. The door is barred. We are locked in. But they are locked out. Mom lights more candles. Ebby adds more wood to the stove. The fire roars up.
Nari, come here.
Mom kneels down and pulls Nari's wool hat over her ears. Then she takes the old headphones, the ones connected to nothing, the ones we use when the thunderstorms are too loud, and puts them on Nari's head.
Keep these on. Do not take them off.
Why?
Because it is going to be loud tonight. And I do not want you to be scared.
Nari nods. She looks so small. So young, she is only 6. She should not have to know about wolves at the door. Mom walks to the rifle on the wall. She lifts it down. She checks the chamber. She slides the bolt. Click, she is ready.
Ebby, you stay with Nari by the stove. Aiya, you are with me.
Yes, Mama. Mom looks at me. Her face is serious.
If they get inside.
They will not.
If they get inside, you grab Nari and you go into the cold room. You lock that door. You do not come out until I tell you. Understand?
Yes, Mama.
Say it.
If they get inside, I grab Nari and I lock us in the cold room.
Good girl.
But they will not get inside. They cannot write. The scratching starts at 10 o'clock. It is soft at first. So soft I think I am imagining it. Like someone is dragging their fingernails across the wood. Baron's ears go up. He stops growling. He just listens. It is coming from the north wall, the wall near the kitchen. Mom and I move to that side of the room. We stand very still.
They are testing the wood. Will it hold?
Yes, Papa built this house strong. The sound moves. Now it is at the east wall, then the south wall, then the west wall. They are walking around the house, circling it, looking for weak spots, like hunters. Nari is sitting by the stove with Ebby. She cannot hear the scratching. The headphones block it out. She is playing with her rabbit. She is humming. Good, she should not hear this. Now it is at the door, right at the door, claws on wood. Scraping, Baron goes insane. He launches himself at the door, barking like I have never heard before.
Baron back.
He does not listen. He keeps barking and barking.
Baron back now.
He finally backs up, but he does not stop barking. The scratching continues, and then, silence, the scratching stops. Baron stops barking. He stands still, panting. His eyes are wild. We all wait. 5 seconds. 10 seconds, 20 seconds, nothing. Maybe then.
They are jumping. They are trying to break through.
And then I hear it. The glass crack. The window behind the shutter is breaking. Mama.
I know.
Crash, a huge hit. The shutters buckle. One of the hinges breaks. The shutter swings open a few inches. And through the gap I see it. A snout, black and wet, teeth, white and sharp. It is trying to push through. Ebby stands up. She grabs the heavy iron poker from the stove. She walks over to the window. She is not running. She is not panicking. She raises the poker. And she slams it into the snout. The snout disappears. Ebby slams the shutter closed again.
Not in my house.
I love you, Ebby. Mom runs over with a hammer and nails. She starts nailing the shutter shut.
Aiya, get the boards from the cold room. The extra ones.
Yes, Mama. I run to the cold room. I grab the spare boards. They are heavy. I drag them back. Mom takes them. She nails them across the broken shutter. Reinforcement. Extra defense. The wolves can scratch all they want now. They are not getting through that. The house is quiet again. The scratching has stopped. Even the howling has stopped. It is too quiet.
They are planning.
Ebby says she's back by the stove, stirring soup. Like this is normal, like there are not wolves trying to eat us. How is she so calm?
They are smart.
Mom says she is at the table checking bullets.
They are waiting for us to relax, to get tired, to make a mistake.
We will not make a mistake. Mom looks at me.
No, we will not.
She hands me 3 bullets.
Put these in your pocket, just in case.
I take the bullets. They are cold and heavy. I put them in my coat pocket. Mom picks up the rifle.
Come here. I am going to show you something.
She goes to the door. There is a small wooden panel in the middle, about chest height, a small sliding slat. Papa calls it the firing port.
If someone is at the door, someone dangerous, you do not open the door. You use this.
She slides the slat open. The hole is small, maybe the size of my hand. But big enough to see through, big enough to shoot through. Cold air rushes in. It smells like snow and pine and something else, something wild. It smells like wolf. Mom looks through the hole. She scans left, then right.
I see tracks, big ones, all around the porch.
She closes the slat.
If they try to dig under the door, we shoot through here. Understand?
Yes, Mama. She hands me the rifle.
Hold it, feel the weight.
I take it. It is heavy, heavier than I remember. The wood stock is smooth and cold. The barrel is long and black.
Good. Now look through the sight.
I lift the rifle. I rest the stock against my shoulder. I look down the barrel. I aim at the door.
If you have to shoot, aim low. At the ground. The noise will scare them.
What if they do not go away? Mom looks at me, eyes hard.
Then you aim higher. Do not hesitate. You do not think. You just do it. Understand.
Yes, Mama.
Good girl.
Midnight comes. Nari is asleep by the stove, curled up on blankets. The headphones are still on her ears. She is snoring softly. Ebby is dozing in her chair. Mom is at the table drinking tea. She has not slept. I am sitting next to Baron. Little Car is curled up in my lap. And then I hear it, scrape, scrape, scrape. It is coming from under the door. Mama. I whisper. She is already moving. She grabs the rifle. She goes to the door. She puts her ear against the wood. Scrape, scrape, scrape.
They are digging.
She says,
Under the door.
Baron explodes. He throws himself at the door, barking so loud my ears ring. He slams his body against the wood.
Baron back.
Mom shouts. She grabs his collar. I help. Together we drag him to the corner.
Stay.
Mom shouts. Baron finally stops. But he does not stop growling. Scrape, scrape, scrape. The sound is louder now, faster. More desperate, Mom runs back to the door. She slides the firing port open. She kneels down. She looks through the hole.
I see it. A snout under the door. Digging.
They are almost through. She shoves the rifle barrel through the port, exposing it to the outside. She tilts the stock up high, aiming the muzzle almost vertically down against the outside of the door.
Cover your ears.
She says. I clap my hands over my ears. Mom takes a breath. And then she fires. Boom, the rifle kicks against Mom's shoulder. The muzzle flash lights up the room. For 1 second, everything is white and yellow and blinding. The sound is so loud. It hurts my ears even though my hands are over them. Little Car screams. Nari wakes up crying. Ebby jumps. The gunpowder smoke fills the room. It smells like fire and metal. Mom lowers the rifle. She looks through the firing port again. Did you hit it? I ask. My ears are ringing.
I do not know. I aimed at the ground. Scared it, at least.
And then we hear it. Outside, yelp, 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 yelp. High-pitched, panicked, hurt, and then pause, lots of pause, running. Away from the house, they are leaving. Mom closes the firing port. She leans her forehead against the door.
They are gone.
She whispers, are you sure?
Yes, for now.
But they come back. 2 hours later, the scratching starts again, this time at the back wall, near the cold room. Mom is too tired. I can see it in her eyes. She has been awake for almost 2 days. I will go. I say,
Aiya.
I can do it, Mama. She looks at me. Then she nods. She hands me the rifle. It is heavier than before, or maybe I am more tired. I walk to the cold room. I open the door. There is a small window here. High up, with a firing port of its own, I climb onto a box. I slide the port open. Cold air rushes in. I look through. At first, I see nothing. Just snow, just darkness. And then, movement, a shadow, low to the ground, digging at the foundation. My heart pounds. I lift the rifle. My hands are shaking. I rest the stock against my shoulder like Mom showed me. I look down the sight. The shadow moves again. I aim low, at the ground in front of it. I take a breath, I hold it, I squeeze the trigger. Boom, the rifle kicks. Hard, it slams into my shoulder. The pain is instant, sharp and hot. The muzzle flash blinds me. The smoke chokes me, but I did it, I shot. Through the ringing in my ears, I hear it. Yelp and then running. Fast, away, I lower the rifle. My shoulder throbs. My hands are shaking so bad I almost drop the gun. Mom appears in the doorway.
Aiya.
I think I hit it, I say. My voice sounds strange. Distant, Mom takes the rifle from me. She looks through the port.
They are gone.
She says,
All of them. I can hear them, running north.
she closes the port. She helps me down from the box.
How does your shoulder feel?
It hurts.
It will bruise, but you did well.
She hugs me. Tight.
You did well, little bird.
I lean against her. I am shaking, not from cold. From something else, from what I just did. I shot at a wolf. I might have killed it.
Come,
Mom says,
tea, and then you sleep.
I do not remember falling asleep, but I wake up and the room is bright. Sunlight streams through the cracks in the shutters. I am on the floor, leaning against Baron. My shoulder throbs, my neck hurts, everything hurts, but I am alive. We are all alive. Ebby is at the stove making pancakes. Nari is still asleep by the fire. Mom is at the table. She looks exhausted, but she is awake.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mama.
The wolves are gone. I checked through the port. No tracks near the house.
They really left.
Yes, for now. Come, we need to check the damage.
She lifts the heavy wooden bar. She opens the door slowly. Just a crack. Cold air rushes in, but it is not as cold as yesterday. Maybe -50. We step outside. The snow is pristine, clean, untouched, except for the tracks. They are everywhere. Huge paw prints, dozens of them, maybe hundreds, circling the house. I count the different sizes. At least 7 different wolves. Maybe more, 7 wolves. We fought off 7 wolves. Mom walks to the door. She runs her hand over the wood. Scratches, deep scratches. The wolves' claws tore into the wood. Long gouges running down the grain.
Papa will have to sand these down. But the door held.
We walk around the entire house. The shutters are intact. The walls are fine. But there are scratches everywhere. At the back wall, near the cold room, I kneel down. There is a hole, small, maybe the size of my fist. The wolf was digging here. And there in the snow is blood. Not a lot, just a few drops. Dark red against the white. A trail of drops, leading into the forest.
You hit one.
I stare at the blood. I remember the rifle kicking into my shoulder. The flash, the sound, the yelp, I did that. My stomach feels strange, not sick, just heavy. Is it dead?
Maybe, or wounded. Either way, it will not come back.
I stand up. I look at the tree line. The forest is dark, quiet, but I know they are in there, watching, waiting. This is not over. We go back inside. Mom bars the door again. Ebby hands us both tea, hot. Sweet.
Pancakes are ready.
Nari is awake now.
Is it over?
Yes, little bird, it is over.
Did the wolves go away?
Yes.
Good.
She yawns.
I am hungry.
We sit at the table. We eat pancakes with berry jam. We drink tea. We do not talk about the wolves. We do not talk about the blood. We just eat, like a normal family, on a normal morning. I can still smell the gunpowder on my hands. nothing will be normal again.